Leighton.
Llywydd, I'm in the unusual position today of tabling a legislative consent motion in order to ask the Assembly to vote against it. I would like to thank the Enterprise and Business Committee for its consideration of the legislative consent motion. The committee concluded that a legislative consent motion is required in relation to various provisions of the bill and that it is for the Assembly to decide whether or not to give that consent. The UK government's position is that the trade union bill relates to employment and industrial relations which are not devolved. The First Minister and I have repeatedly set out the clear arguments why this is not the case. The explanatory notes to the bill claim that the bill is seeking to protect essential public services against strikes. The categories of important public services subject to the additional 40% overall membership support threshold for industrial action include health services, education of those aged under 17, and fire services, all of which are plainly devolved. Policy on how to support or protect the delivery of devolved public services is for the Welsh Government and the National Assembly for Wales. This includes the way public sector bodies work with trades unions to ensure effective delivery of services to the public. Similarly, it cannot be right for the UK government, blind to devolved service delivery reforms in Wales, to specify how much union facility time is required or to ban the administration of check-off arrangements in public services. Despite repeated attempts to engage with the Prime Minister and the Minister for State, Nick Bowles MP, our devolved interests have not been recognised. At our Workforce Partnership Council...
Intervention?
Can he therefore confirm that the terms set out in Devolution Guidance Note 9, paragraph 11, have not been adhered to by the UK Government in this case, that there has not been proper consultation either through the Wales office or directly with Welsh Government?
Well, certainly not in our view. Indeed, some of the proposals that have come forward for the trade union bill were not discussed at all with us in advance, and I think the member is right to raise that issue. At our Workforce Partnership Council, both public service employers and trades unions have been unanimous in their opposition to the bill, expressing grave concern about its impact on our model of social partnership in Wales. In Wales, we have a good record of resolving disputes. There was no junior doctors' strike in Wales, there was in England. Firefighters took industrial action in Wales over pensions, in England over pensions. They were not doing so in Wales. In contrast, we believe this bill, the trade union bill, will lead to a confrontational relationship between employers and the workforce. Union leaders have labelled it as the most draconian legislation in the Western world and called the provisions vindictive, unfair and unnecessary. Even some Conservative MPs have criticised the draconian nature of the bill. The CIPD said the bill seemed to be targeting yesterday's problem. The Independent Regulatory Policy Committee, set up by the UK government, said the proposals were not fit for purpose. The bill is damaging, divisive, and risks undermining public services and the economy. The Welsh Government believes it will lead to a confrontational relationship between employers and workforce. It contrasts sharply with the constructive social partnership approach in Wales, valuing our workforce, supporting public services, and encouraging public service workers in bringing forward solutions. Overall, we believe the bill is flawed and should not be pursued. Significant parts of the bill relate specifically to public services which are clearly devolved, and it is not acceptable for the UK government to try to impose it on Wales. We will oppose this bill. We want the UK government to amend it to exclude Wales and Welsh public services from its provisions, and we will seek to reverse it if passed in the next Assembly if they fail to amend it. I urge members to oppose the motion today.